Hey guys, how's your Tuesday night going? It's Sick Snipes here again. This is not Gun Guide.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
If the thumbnail wasn't clear enough or that it's not in the title, this isn't Gun Guide. As a matter of fact, it's safe to say this won't be like Gun Guide. I'm trying a new sort of format here. Probably going to be reacting to some gameplay and talking about the future of the channel. This definitely won't have all the high frequency meme edits and production value you'd see in a standard video from me. I thought I'd try something new tonight and maybe make a video about making some announcements, answering some questions, and probably reacting to a little bit of footage. Right off the bat, I hope it's not too jarring for you guys to hear me not reading off of a script. I know you're all probably used to this more professional voice that I often use to narrate my videos just because it's more well rehearsed then, and I've definitely thought out the things I'm going to say. Instead tonight, I don't really have anything in front of me except for a little sketch pad here, and I put down a couple notes about what I want to talk about and cover. So a couple announcements, first of which, it's Monday night for me right now. I can't be working on a gun guide because the next one is going to be on the FAMAS, which gets added to Insurgency tomorrow. I think they added the FAMAS A2 or something like that, and more or less, I just can't start working on it because I don't have the CTE. I didn't play it on the CTE. I know basically nothing about this gun except for a couple pictures I've seen of it and that it gets a new skin. I'm excited to use it, and I'm excited to use the AUG as well, which will be the next episode of Gun Guide after that, but I can't do anything until tomorrow night, which is why, with nothing to do, I just decided to produce a quick video for you guys. Speaking of Gun Guide, which is just the only thing this channel is good for right now, after those two episodes about the FAMAS and the AUG, you can definitely expect some sort of guide on whatever the Reddit poll decides on what the next episode's going to be. It's between the ASVAL, the Honey Badger, and the MP5. I know that I posted it, checked it, and the MP5 was leading by a significant margin. Then like 2 hours later, I come back and the ASVAL is way in the lead, so it looks like I'll be doing one on the ASVAL. I haven't breathed in quite a bit, holy crap. Speaking of Reddit, this video won't be going up on Reddit, and that's mostly just because I don't really like seeing gameplay on r/insurgency. If you're watching this video, I don't care how long ago it is from when I make it, 10 years from now, go to r/insurgency, there's probably way too much gameplay. I started this channel because I wanted to make something that was entirely different and in sort of way higher quality than the average sort of meme, like I played with this gun in this and here's all the highlights. I just wanted to make something that kind of said something and was productive to the conversation about this game, and this isn't necessarily, so it's not going up there. What is going up is after the two gun guides, I'm probably going to move into a more cohesive review of Operation Breakaway. I know that I'm going to do a video at least on the new attachments as well as the underslung shotguns, which go on the bottom of quite a few guns from what I understand and look very interesting to me. They're probably going to change the mechanics of Insurgency and how the game plays as a whole, and I'm very excited to take a look at those. Past that, I don't think there's much else to announce. Basically, just expect a bunch of content on Operation Breakaway, as well as an ASVAL video and eventually something about the Honey Badger and the MP5 within the next month or so. Finally, I'm glad to announce that you can probably expect the release of some sort of Discord server within the next 1 or 2 weeks. More or less, I've been working with a friend of mine, Internet Crustacean, Hala, and we've been developing a Discord server for the one guy on Reddit who suggested it, and maybe the other 10 people who would care to hop on a server and maybe play a couple of games with me, chat me up, ask some questions, and hang out in general. And for the 3 people who haven't clicked away from the video at this point, I thought I might get into some reaction to a pretty cool game I played today. I got some nice footage, captured a couple good plays, and maybe something informative enough to teach you guys a couple things about how I play and maybe how to be a little bit more effective when playing Insurgency. So this is a domination match on Hideout. I am playing as security using the Mark 18 CQBR with a nice 2x holographic. I know in my video about the Mark 18, I talked about how well it runs with zoom optics. This is a nice happy medium between a just a basic holographic and a scope. I like it enough for the range, and I can get some pretty cool range kills in with this thing. I also run it with a suppressor for maximum, I guess, position, I don't know, concealment, but then I run tracers, so it doesn't really make sense. You can also see me running a M9 Beretta with the sexy V-Buck skin I have discussed. I also like running a basic carrier, basic armor. Anything heavier is just too slow for me, as well as 2 flashbangs. Flashbangs, as you'll see in this video, become very effective. More or less, you see a very basic opening in domination. I find it much like chess. It's all about placing your units in the right place at the right time. You want to get the objectives as fast as possible to make the first few kills in the first initial clash. You'll already hear gunfire happening. Those kills don't matter unless we have the points. They count for more. and ultimately help your team score an advantage and get the lead. I play Rooftop Sniper here with a very ill-equipped carbine to do so. However, it's useful for defense to have someone at least around this sort of premise of an objective for defense, and that comes in handy as a guy basically just starts capping my sight off the bat. Now, this is where the flashbangs became fairly useful. More or less, when flashing into an objective, you don't want to throw them straight in, otherwise you'll get shot through the doorway. You want to kind of throw them in an angle, and on the bounce, you see the guy through the corner and try to wallbang him. I pretty much doubt that later I get flashed myself because I'm an absolute genius. And then I just think I don't see him for a second, snap back and take him out with a Beretta. Luckily, because flashbangs are just flashbangs, he can't even see anything. I can do all of that, accomplish all of that without him really being able to do anything about it because he's blind. My team successfully basically sweeps in, clears the objective, and recaptures it in well under a minute. They really didn't benefit from that play at all, thanks to some quick reaction and some flashbangs. Now, a couple times throughout the match, this guy just sets up in this building behind A site. It's behind this walled area where we spawn. I really don't think this should be an area that's part of the map just because of how distant it is from the rest of the objectives, but it's not too bad. More or less, this dude just sets up on top of a building with, I think, an SKS. The only reason I found him at first is because he wasn't using a suppressor. Eventually he kind of wised up and started attaching one to his gun, but I just kept finding him because he's a camper and he's not altogether that smart. I mean, come on, he's sitting in the back with a sniper just doing nothing. This is the guy we all hate. I come back, the objective gets contested near the beginning, so I hold this angle for 10 seconds. If you didn't know, there's this rule in Insurgency and most tactical shooters that if you hold an angle for any amount of time, it doesn't matter how long you hold it, the second you push it and stop holding that angle, they push it too and kill you. And that's exactly what happened. Now, for the most part, I like domination quite a bit, but my biggest complaint is the spawns. I spawned well within the line of sight, or at least near the line of sight of this guy. If he was looking in the right place, he could have taken me out 2 seconds from my spawn. Either way, it's complete BS, just given the fact that you can kill someone or get killed by someone so fast off of a spawn, and this is pretty common in the mode. I go on to take B with this guy with the helps of some more flashbangs, and that's pretty big for the game. This bit right here really highlights the range adaptivity of the Mark 18. I know it's a carbine, it's not exactly meant to be long range, but I hit 2 guys very well, very squarely, very precisely with this thing from pretty good distance across the map. I can see into the A site which I was defending, and that's a really long distance for something like this to reach. I like this gun quite a bit for that reason. Again, flashbang's pretty useful for holding down subjective. It really neutralized this dude as a threat, which is really good for me because I had no idea where he was coming in, and that he could have taken me out pretty easily had I not completely blinded him. I had this problem where I kept dropping my mags even though there was absolutely no reason to. If you double tap R, it drops your half full magazine and you can't retrieve it from your inventory, so you just can't even get off the ground. And I just multiple instances had well over half of a mag and I just completely dropped it after the first kill, and there's nothing you can do to fix that. I'm just an idiot basically. After a couple more rooftop firefights and precision shooting, more or less my team manages to cinch the win here. It was pretty easy considering that I had some people who were willing to coordinate and figure out a plan to take all the objectives. We ended on a power play, or when you have all 3 objectives. If we hadn't secured all 3 of them, the last minute the Insurgency was winning. We beat them narrowly, 200 to 193, so basically a couple kills away with a good number of zones. But we came up on top and I ended up with a pretty good KD and a really good video to talk about. Anyway, that wraps up my analysis. I know this is more of a long format video. I hope that for all of you who stayed all the way through this, if there are any of you at all, that you enjoyed this. And if it was at least informative to you guys, if you like this, then go ahead and drop a like down there so I know that I can make some more of these, maybe. If this takes off at all, then this will probably become part of a new long-running series. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.